Hi, and thanks for tuning in. Russia announced it will scale down its military activity around the capital of Ukraine and Chernihiv, the Ukrainian forepost in the north of the country. Is this good news? Well, we don't know for certain yet. I will share my opinion on this at the end of the video, but in the meantime it is quite obvious that Russia is trying to change its tactics in order to save the face and keep pretending it's still a superpower in the 21st century, which of course it no longer is. But what are the reasons between the Russian announcement of the scaling down of the attack? Let's look at three reasons behind that. Reason number one, Russia's attack near Kyiv is stalled anyway. In the last couple of days, Ukrainian defenders have been recapturing key towns around the capital of Ukraine, including Irpin, which is just outside of Kiev. Neither renowned Russian special forces nor TikTokers from Chechnya, who heard a lot about but haven't seen them in action, managed to achieve anything substantial in the last 4 weeks. If anything, they were pushed back. The only thing they managed to achieve is losses and casualties. If you think about the figure, 17,000 dead Russian soldiers in a month of a war in Ukraine. That is 3,000 more than they lost over 10 years in Afghanistan in the 1980s. This little video will explain a little bit more on the reason number one. Reason number two, the local population is pushing back. Even in the towns that Russians managed to capture in the south of Ukraine, there are daily protests. Thousands of people are coming out with Ukrainian flags, singing Ukrainian anthem, shouting to Russians, "Russians, go home, you are not welcome here." Kids, women, adults, elderly people, every single one of them hates those guys with weapons that came to their land with a big passion. Russians, listen to Ukrainian people, go home. Just look at those video clips here. Look at the bravery of Ukrainian people. Those moments really do make me proud to be Ukrainian. The only message we can give to Russians is Russians, go home. Reason number three, economic sanctions. Despite the fair criticism of NATO and the lack of military support from the European countries and the US, the economic sanctions are beginning to bite. Russia has already spent billions of rubles trying to support its falling currency, trying to avoid the crash of the Russian stock market, and more to come. The trade is dwindling, the luxury goods are no longer imported in the country. Europe and even the best former buddies of Russia like Germany are now looking for an alternative to the Russian gas and oil. Just look at this tiny list of companies that have stopped doing business in Russia, either temporarily or completely. That was a long list, wasn't it? Now back to two fundamental questions. Can you trust Russians? And is it good news? Regarding the first point on can you trust Russians, let's look at the history. In 1994, Russia signs a Budapest Memorandum where Ukraine gave up their nuclear weapons in exchange for Russia, the US and Britain recognizing their borders. In 2003, Russia and Ukraine signed an agreement in recognizing all the borders, including Crimea. You'll be pleased to know that it was signed personally by Vladimir Putin and ratified by the Russian parliament. In 2008, Putin said that Ukraine owns Crimea forever and is an integral part of the territory of Ukraine, and Russia does not have any plans to invade it ever. In December 2013, Putin repeated this statement, saying that Crimea is an integral part of Ukraine. That was just 2 months before the invasion of Crimea started. In January 2022, Russian President, Russian Minister of Foreign Affairs, Russian Defense Ministry have been claiming that no attack is planned on Ukraine. And you know what happened after that. So can you trust a word Russians say? No. You can only trust the actions. Is this good news? It certainly is. Even 1 hour, 1 day without Russia bombing Ukrainian cities and towns means fewer deaths of Ukrainian children, women and civilians. Now, if you're very sensitive, please don't watch the next 20 seconds at the end of the video. But for the reality check, it's important to remember the atrocities Russians have committed on the territory of Ukraine, something that will never be forgotten. Thanks for watching. Like and comment, subscribe, it helps to fight the Russian propaganda and spread the truth. Stay safe and goodbye.